We have breaking news. Jurors in the Karen Reed trial have told the judge they are unable to reach a unanimous verdict. Reed is accused of ramming her police officer boyfriend with her SUV and leaving him on the ground to die during a snowstorm. She denies the allegations and claims she was framed by police. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, the jury said they can't reach a verdict, but the judge has told them to clear their heads and keep deliberating after lunch. So what comes next?
Yeah, so what comes next is that the jury, I think about now, should be coming back from lunch, and then we're going to get some form of an update in the next minutes to, I would say, hours. And if the jury is still in the same position of being in a deadlock, the judge will be requested by both the defense and maybe even the prosecution, as they already have been, to give what's called a Tui Rodriguez instruction. Most of the country might understand it to be an Allen charge, and that's a formal instruction to the jury that they need to continue their deliberation. And that's an important part, because if the jury comes back after that, then there's a potential for a hung jury, because the jury is ultimately deadlocked regardless of any instructions from the court.
Brian, do you think the jury can reach a verdict after more deliberations? How often does that happen in a situation like this?
Hung juries are very rare. You're talking about a small percentage of jury trials that get to that point. I don't have the data to suggest an actual percentage, but from what I've seen and also practicing as 10 years of public defender in New York City, I would say maybe less than 5% even get to a hung jury. But to get to a point where you're having this discussion, I would say there's a few elements that go into it. One, the jury has been deliberating for over 20 hours. Two, next week is the holiday weekend. No one's going to want to come back for July 4th. And three, the fact that the jury is saying this in the middle of the day and not in the wee late hours of the afternoon or even night suggests to me that they're deadlocked and they might not be moving past that. And then four, I would even just say, look at the facts of the case. This is a very difficult case to try to come to a conclusion of 12 people. And so I think we might see a hung jury by the end of today.
Brian, this case has made national headlines. It spurred lots of conspiracy theories online. So if there is a hung jury, what happens next? Do you expect prosecutors to bring this trial all over again?
So you're correct to assume that it goes back, the ball kind of proverbially gets into the court of the prosecutors, and they have to decide whether or not they go forward with the case. I would think that this would not be a case that they should go forward with, just because of the horrible investigation that went into this case, as well as just the clear, reasonable doubt. But I think the prosecutors will reevaluate, talk to the jurors that they can, and may decide to go forward, because I think so much of this case also entangles the police department and the prosecutors, and they want that win to try to solidify that there is no cover-up or nothing nefarious going on.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you.